Is this yours,
Oh, I
David?
left that there, yeah.
It's got secrets.
No, it's got voting records. You wanna see
Hey,
it later?
the mayor just showed up. Hi, Mayor. We got a celebrity.
It's like trying to put people that.
All right, thank you, everybody. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody in this room for showing up tonight, okay? When you come to these meetings, forums, Q&As, city commission meetings, council meetings, school board meetings, you're part of the community. You're putting your input in, and that's what I want to hear, all right? Yeah. My name is David Sosa. I'm running for Volusia County Council District 5, and the reason I'm running is because we have three things that really are important to me: our infrastructure, our fiscal responsibility, and our water quality. Okay? Now I'm going to touch briefly on all of those. Okay? Now, when we go to water quality, we're going to go to something that was mentioned earlier. The project they're talking about is the straw project or the 4B project. When this came across the council, when Dana was on the council as well, basically what this project was to draw surface water off the St. Johns River, clean it up, and dump it into what's called the Alexander Rib Site. A rib site's a rapid infill basin. And basically it was surface water off the St. Johns, and what that does, it increases your cup limit. Your cup limit is known as your consumptive use permit. Now, the whole theory behind this was to increase our consumptive use permit, wholesale our water to neighboring communities, and then, take our wastewater. It was initially supposed to go to the Volusia County plant here in DeBary. However, hostile, basically, political season, our city manager was canned, and that process fell through the cracks. Okay? Now, the toilet to tap. Let's discuss that. There's different things I've heard. The city of Deltona is now gonna take, what we call gray matter, which is partially treated sewage. We're gonna dump it into deep injection wells, okay? Here's the thing. Is that a possibility? It is. We're gonna set up for it. We're spending $44 million on retrofitting another, wastewater treatment center. We're gonna spend another $34 million on an eastern plant. So the city of Deltona is about ready to dump about $75 million in the wastewater. Okay, on top of the $127 million that they already owe. Okay, now, here's what we're gonna talk about. Toilet to tap. Is it a reality? Right now, it's not being discussed on several of the counties or the city, local municipalities. In the future, is it a reality? It could be, because everybody needs what? Clean drinking water. So, we're gonna talk voting records. Our current incumbent that runs District 5 voted no to give you folks the ability to add that as a charter amendment. He voted no. I believe it failed 4-3, and he was one of the votes that said, no, we don't want to give you the ability to look into this and decide for yourselves. We know better. Okay? I don't believe in that. I'm the guy he's referring to that shares social media posts. Some of y'all probably follow me. I share a lot of information because who said it before? Transparency. Does everything I have to put out there deal with county government? No. It deals with city government, deals with county government, and it deals with state issues. Many of you folks come in here. We've talked about what? I come up here, I speak 10 minutes, talk about all kinds of state issues, city issues, county issues. Is that grandstanding? No, it's called sharing information, not doing things behind closed doors and then giving you a vote. Okay? Now, infrastructure. County roads. DeBary has what? 2 county roads. You got Saxon from Enterprise to 1792, and then Deltona has the majority of county roads. County roads in Deltona haven't been touched in forever. Lake Helen still floods. Allen Boulevard, they drive down it, you got potholes all over the place. They come by, there's a truck, they take some asphalt, dump it in the hole, take a tamp it down, and guess what happens on the next heavy rain? It's all washed out again. So we're spending good money after bad. instead of actually fixing the problem. Okay? So my goal is to invest in our infrastructure. Okay? Next, let's see. Development. Development, it's not gonna go away. Now, somebody brought up SB 180. SB 180 is a disaster for local municipalities. Jim, I agree 100% with you. It's something, if you come to these meetings, I've spoken about it a million times. Not only SB 180, it's, what was it, HB 1730, which was basically your live local of 2023 on steroids. So, you know, I've spoken about that. It's not something that's good for our communities. Basically what Tallahassee did, they made a one-size-fits-all. And our communities are not the same. DeBary's different from Deltona, different from Miami, different from Tampa. And I believe local municipalities should have the ability to go ahead and make decisions for themselves. Okay? Now, let's talk voting records. All right, it was brought up that I go to Dunkin' Donuts. Actually, I did go to Dunkin' Donuts right here in DeBary. You know, I put a little post out there and say, hey, I want to be in Dunkin' Donuts. I'm collecting petitions. I want to qualify by petition because I'm fiscally responsible. I had 2 weeks to collect 1,000 petitions. After I sorted through most of them, I ended up with about 658, which was pretty good, in my opinion. I didn't think I was going to get that many. So not only did I show up to Dunkin' Donuts, I went to Starbucks too, and I met at a couple other places. And what did I do? Did I go get, just to show up and say, hey, I'm having a coffee here at Dunkin' Donuts? No, I got to meet residents. Residents that told me what they wanted, what they're looking for, what are their issues, what are their concerns. That's what I went for, okay? It's to listen to you. Now, we may not all disagree. I'm not gonna call you keyboard warriors. I mean, if I use that definition of keyboard warriors, I'm gonna use my opponent over there. He comes on my post attacking me. He doesn't have a social media platform. So he comes to mine to spread his message. So if we talk about keyboard warriors, I would have to use him for example. Now, do I shut people down? Absolutely not. Anybody can come on my post, make whatever comments they want. You know, we can agree, we can disagree, but I will never shut you down. I will never call you a keyboard warrior. I will never, you know, I believe Ms. Kraft there, she's part of the angry mob that goes to the county council meetings. You know, they're talking about the fuel terminals. They didn't want it in their backyard. 50, 60 people show up to a county council meeting. Instead of listening to those people, address their concerns, he calls them an angry mob. They're not an angry mob. They're concerned citizens. Okay? And I will never shut anybody down. You can talk to me, we can agree to disagree. All right? At this time, you know, we want to talk about voting records. I believe you keep bringing that up. Okay. Did he miss 36% of the first meetings as a county council? Yes. Okay. But not only that, what's more important? Infrastructure. He's a member of what? The TPO. Transportation. Yeah, tell me what it is, Dave. All right. It's Transportation Planning Organization. And basically what they do is they do their planning for 2050. Now, on that there, let's see, we can look at his record because I printed it out. Let's see, January, present, February, present, September, absent, October, absent, 24, absent, May, absent, all of 25. He missed them, every one of them.
I was removed from the.
26,
I was removed.
January 26, he was absent. I mean, that's what it says on the record. Okay? So, you know, at this time, you know, if anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer anybody's question. Matt?
You were talking about
One at a time, please.
you're talking about the relationship with the city and council, the city, and so, you know, you go to the different cities and listen to what they're saying. How would you look at keeping it separate so that, you know, like one doesn't get over, you know, we voted for a sports complex here in Orange City versus putting it in Deltona. You know, if you have a spouse that's involved still in Deltona or on the commission there, how do you keep those separate from everything? Like the different cities separate and make sure they're equal?
Well, you know, it all depends on a lot of factors. when it comes to, let's use the ball field. I believe you're referring to Bennett Park over there in Orange City. That's the
39
one.
million one that they're
It's the
looking
new
at.
one.
The newer one? Okay, is that the one that the land that they're planning to do?
They're planning in Orange City across from, that one there, and then there was a site in Deltona that they were looking at.
Okay, well, basically it comes down to property, right? Who has the property to do it? Who has the facilities to do it? All right? Does the county own the property? Do we have to do a land acquisition? What is the cost? If the county has property 2 miles away, do we invest 20 million just to put it in a different city? Basically, it's gonna come down to what is the best bang for the buck. And to make sure that everybody has access within a general area. Not like the pickleball courts. Anybody know Deltona?
Yeah.
It's in Holly Hill. It's like a $7 million project. And who here from Deltona is gonna drive all the way to Holly Hill to play pickleball? Not me. Okay. Jim?
So similar question, when budget, if you were to win office, come budget time next year, would you be directing county staff to initiate a RIF, and what would your target headcount be?
Okay, I don't direct county staff. That's not my job.
Manager, sorry.
All right, that is something that as a county council member, city commissioner, whatever, you don't direct staff. You can ask staff questions. However, what I would do is sit down with the county manager, say, hey, what do we have? Give me the numbers here, give me the numbers here, give me the numbers here. What do we have? Where can we make cuts? Obviously, with the new proposed budget, if it passes in November, then yes, municipalities are gonna see some shortfalls in their revenue. So at first, I would get the information before I determine, are we gonna cut 5%, 10%, 15%? We need to know what we have and what we need, because there's a big difference between wants and needs. So it's what we need versus what we want. Yes, Tara?
Thank you. Thank you for being here, David, and other David, I'll ask you, I didn't have a chance to ask you earlier, but I'll ask you the same thing. So as far as the property taxes, I don't need to keep coming back to this, I know we had a lot of conversation earlier, but have you given any thought, right, I know I was around in Deltona when the penny tax came, and there was a lot of concern, right, that Deltona was going to donate a large portion of that, but not see a return of that. So similar concern with this property tax, right? If all the revenue is now going in one area, in one pool, what thoughts do you have around, and I know a lot of it's not defined yet, about making sure and advocating for Volusia County and Deltona that we're getting our fair share of that back? Or if not, how do we make it up?
Right. Well, there's no clear answer to that because we don't have all the facts yet. All right? But from my understanding is the state is supposed to be looking at waste, abuse, and fraud. And from a meeting we had a week or two ago, a current person that's running for governor stated that they're looking at about $20 billion in savings. And out of that, they estimated the total revenues at about $14 billion for municipalities. So that money there, how they're gonna disperse it, I don't know. All right, will it be put, I've heard it'll be put in a trust. How is it divvied up? Is it divvied up on how many miles of road do you have? How many fire stations? Is it gonna be divvied up based on your number of law enforcement, population? You know, that has not been determined. So that's kind of a difficult question to answer without getting all the facts.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yes, Courtney. I'll call you Courtney.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I actually know you the best out of everybody here tonight, and we agree on a lot, we disagree on others. You're always very polite to me, and you've been very helpful since I started getting involved in the city politics. You, Dana, the mayor, there's a bunch of you, but you're always very patient explaining things to me. My only question of you right now, and I've asked you this personally, but if you get elected and the mayor gets reelected, we all know there's bad blood. How are you gonna manage to work together for our best interests. I'm asking both of you, just can't answer now.
Perfect, yes. I don't agree with a lot of the mayor's policies. He ran on certain things. He didn't follow through on them, in my opinion. Now, that being said, do I work with him? Do I work against him? It's not about me. It's not about the mayor. It's about you. So I will work with whomever I have to, whether I agree with them, disagree with them, like them, dislike them. It's not about me and that person. It's about you. And you come before anything else. Yes, Tim? Oh, man, you want my mic? Give me.
Okay, so as I understand it, you're gonna work for us and study developmental friends like previous administrations. Thank you very much. Now, the question that I wanted to ask you is, a lot of people don't know me. I know low people in high places, and I heard a recent piece of information about this tax thing, which apparently everybody is concerned about. That the tax cut that DeSantis is talking about is merely a political ploy so he looks good for his presidential run. Now, this rumor is coming out of the governor's office. I was wondering if you'd like to comment on that.
To be honest with you, Tim, I haven't heard that rumor that he's running for president, and if it's a political stunt from him. Do we need tax relief? Yes. Do we need insurance relief? Yes. Guess what? More than taxes, guess what people are more concerned with? This is from my meetings at Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. Guess what they're more concerned with? Insurance. Okay? That's what they're concerned with, more than property taxes. Maybe David start going to Dunkin' Donuts once in a while, you might get that information from your constituents. Okay? Now, as far as that, I don't know, Tim. But to be honest with you, Tim, we don't even know if that tax reform is going to go, because it passed in the House and the Senate. It was a joint resolution. It passed. However, guess who gets to decide on it? You, the people. It goes on your November ballot as a ballot initiative. So you're the ones that get to decide. What I do encourage you to do is do a lot of research on it before you vote yes or no. That's where I'm going to leave it. I put information out there. I put pros. I put cons. All right? It's not fear-mongering. It's giving people the facts so they can make their own decisions. So I haven't heard that rumor, but I will definitely let you know if I do. All right. Yes, Gary.
Hey, David, thank you. I'm not gonna stand up, all right?
That's fine, Gary.
There, for whatever reason, there's a multitude of reasons, people, general public is getting, we're more skeptical of government, people that work for the government. It just, it's just kind of sad. So my question for you is, you're running for office, let's take the last, say, 15 years of your life. How much of that have you been working on the taxpayer's payroll, or how much of that you've been doing in private enterprise? And I ask that question only because the longer a person's a career politician or whatever, that means the more concerns we get. So I'm curious, I don't know you, I know you, but I don't know that part about you.
Okay. Well, I worked in corporate America the first part of my life. After corporate America, I opened up my dream, my passion, which was a martial arts school. I taught karate, kickboxing. I had thousands of kids and students come through my gym over the 16, 17 years that I was open. I closed it in 2020 due to COVID because I'm financially responsible. During those times, I was basically ready to lose about $50,000 a year out of my pocket. So I looked at all the numbers and I had to make the best decision for me and my family. And that decision was close the school and bankroll that money. So from 2006, we'll go back 20 years, Gary, I had my martial arts school. I was involved in the community. I did a lot of food drives. We actually just did a food drive this week. The funny thing about it, we ended up with 85 boxes of food. And I'm talking boxes. They were probably that big by that big, and they were full. And you know what? I showed up there at 8:15, wasn't supposed to start till 9, And we probably had 40, 50 cars in there. So people are hurting. They are really hurting. Now, luckily, we had 85 boxes of food. Guess how many people showed up? 84. And one of the guys that said, hey, can I have 3 boxes? He was one person, an older gentleman in an older truck, said, can I get 3 boxes? I got 3 seniors. I said, man, I still got to line the cars. Go ahead and pull right there and we'll see what we can do for you. So guess what? We had 1 extra box, but he got the grand prize too. We had a big old 18-pound turkey we gave him as well. So he still made out. You know, that's the type of stuff we do. Okay, now, let's go back. Who says insurance is the biggest issue? Who says property taxes is a bigger issue? Okay, well, let me explain something to you. The incumbent, after his career in the House, left the House. He was on the insurance committees. The insurance rates went up. He left that, and immediately he got a job where? Colony Foss, which is what? It's a huge lobby company in the state of Florida for insurance. Not only there was policies made that made it harder for you to fight the insurance companies. So, well, we have to ask ourselves, who is the incumbent working for? Is he working for you, or is he working for himself? Me, I have no vested interest in being with lobbyists. Anybody. All my donations come from local people, okay? Several of you in this room have donated to me. So the biggest question is, who works for who? I'll tell you who I work for. You. And I know that there's a couple people out there that want this cake. I just want to say happy birthday to the United States, happy 250, and I'm going to shut up real quick before I get the angry mob coming after me.